All right, welcome back to another CartoonSmart tutorial, and Hey, wait a minute. What's going on over there? It looks like that you're making some sort of card game, which is 100% up my alley. I gotta say that, and throwing the dice, and actually, I get into some kind of serious games of shoots and ladders with some of the boys that I work with. We'll just crack that open at the job site and maybe throw down like $10, $15, $100 on a good old shooting ladder game. It can get a little testy after a while. But is that kind of what you're making over here? Actually, it's funny that you had mentioned that, Cleavon, because this is the beginning of a starter kit where I'm teaching card and board games tutorial right now. But it's ultimately going to lead up to, I think, which will be one of our coolest starter kits yet, where you can basically craft an entire game just by kind of laying down some rules over here and a property list. Of course, you're going to need some artwork as well. And then just kind of crafting the entire game. So you can see that you've got kind of very simple things like draw a card from a 4-card deck, or it could be a deck of bean cards, if you're familiar with the game Bonanza. I mean, we're basically just pulling from all sorts of different games and kind of crafting them or making them all possible into one starter kit. And again, this is not something you'd actually have to add any code to. But if you want to learn how the code works, no, that's okay, man. If you're making a starter kit and and I don't have to do anything with the code, I'm fine with that. I'll just don't waste my time. Just sign me up, so to speak. I thought I gave you a free subscription, but okay, because you are here on these podcasts with me so often. I thought, I don't know. I'll have to check into that. Okay, so you did say that we were going to make this playground into something a little bit more interesting. Perhaps put your name up there at the top of the thing that we always forget to do. Yeah, that would be good. And what we're gonna look at today is going to be enum, or actually error types. It is an enum type, but it's going to be an error type. And again, we're just poking through the basic documentation. You are fully losing your voice over there, which I feel like is also making me lose my voice a little bit. Maybe we should pause this and have a drink of coffee. I see you drinking it over there. Are you feeling better? Yeah, I am actually, and so you're right. We're just pulling through the documentation. Of course, it's all free stuff that Apple provides for us, but it's I think it could use a little helping hand from you and I to kind of figure out what's going on. So we are on the error handling part of this, and we did just recently look at enum types, but there is actually a very specific one called an error type, and we can use this in our code to basically kind of sift through it and see if something went wrong, and then from that print out, or actually I was going to say print out. Well, in that sense, it'll just go over here. Yeah, you have to be careful when you say the word print in this tutorial, because it almost applies too accurately. The print function is usually used for just sending a little message to the output window over here, but we're coding a printer error, right? So that'll just do nothing but confuse people. And also, too, do you have your printer connected so that we can send everything to the printer when we're done? You are going to confuse things even further if you bring up an actual printer. No, we're not going to send anything to the little inkjet or whatever that is sitting on the floor. Yeah, but it says right there, function send to printer, and then you throw in there what your printer name is. That Justin's cool printer with it looks like you drew some sort of dog face on the front of it, so it looks like anytime paper comes out, it's going to come out through a little dog face. Yeah, I did do that. Okay, so here we go. We've got the beginning of our function, which shouldn't look too different to people that are familiar with Swift and going through all this stuff so far. So basically, when we call this, we're going to pass into it a particular name. All right. So, and as Cleavon points out, that could be Justin's printer, Justin's dog face printer. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll put in here throws. Okay, and this is something that I often don't use in my code, but basically it's saying that we could throw a possible let me just read it. Use throw to throw an error and throws to mark a function that can throw an error. All right, that seems a little redundant. If you throw an error in a function, the function returns immediately in the code that called the function handles the error. All right, so yeah, that I can see why you don't use this too often. It seems like there's maybe a few other ways that you could deal with this that doesn't involve throwing anything at the wall, and I never find that that's good. Sometimes I'll maybe if I get a little angry at the lawnmower for not starting up, I'll throw my boot or my hat. A lot of times it's just restricted to the hat. I'll kind of slam that thing down on the ground, and everybody around me pretty much knows that. Well, Cleavon's not too happy with the mower. You're having a tough time typing while I'm just rambling on, aren't you? Yeah, I am. Can you shut up over there? Okay, so what we're going to do here is write return job sent. Okay, so let's kind of read through this here. We're returning a string, all right? Now, if the printer name equals this, there's our throw, okay? And it's going to spit back out the printer error .no toner. So, and I'm a stylistic guy here. I kind of like throwing those little, again, using all the same words. I like putting these parentheses in here, and then we could also throw out a different potential error for something else. So you could have, else if blah blah blah, something else over here, and then you could put in on fire, right? That would be funny. I would like to light a printer on fire. You threw one off a deck once that you got so mad, didn't you? Yeah, don't bring that up. So now let's just skip on down to the code where we at, because I think to kind of get this, you need to see it all at once. So let's. We've written the function. Let's go over here and actually do something. So what we're going to write is do, and that's one of my least favorite words right there. Anytime somebody says, "Can you do?" and then followed by whatever you want to throw in, it does not make me happy. There's nothing that I would say. Can you do? And then there's never a good thing afterwards. Can you do the garbage, take the garbage out or whatever it is? Nobody ever says, can you do me a favor and just take this big wad of cash off my hands? All right, so we're going to put in, by the way, this is not a word that you are putting in. This comes straight from the documentation. I bet you somebody at Apple is named Bai Shang, and they were like, hey, this is my opportunity to finally put my name in here. It's now Bai Shang's tutorial, not Apple's. Okay, so let printer response is going to equal, all right, and then we have this kind of special line of code here called try, and you do realize there's a great Yoda joke right mixed up into this, because you've got to do and to try. It's so clear. We don't even need to bring it up. But you could just go right into it. It's so simple. No. All right, so let printer response equals try, and then send the printer. And then right underneath here, we have print, and we can put in the printer response. By the way, can I point out that none of this is making sense to me? And then we'll put over here. I wouldn't expect you to get it so far, Cleva. And then you put in here your catch, which is going to so many different analogies, and now we're catching something. And then we're going to catch the error. All right. So if everything goes well, right, what we're going to do is print out the return over here. So it says return job sent. And you can see that everything is going well. Yeah, you can see that we did do the same thing over and over again and keep saying job sent. What happens, though, if I put on, for example, cleave on, tripped over the cord, and unplugged. Nobody can type today. Unplugged the printer. Now that would definitely produce an error. And but so I don't understand this. If the printer's unplugged, how come the job still got sent? It's because I need that coffee again. It's because that's not one of the errors that we're looking for. What we're looking for is never has toner. Now, if you did put over here else if, and then you took exactly this, right, and put that over here, then you could say case. How about Cleavon stripped it up? Stripped it up. you just felt you had to put it up, huh? you couldn't put Cleavon stripped. All right, now okay. So let's see. How come we're still getting to no to? Oh, I see what the problem is that you didn't actually you didn't throw in here that it was going to be this one. So now that is starting to make a little bit of sense. So if I send, but why on earth would I send this to the printer? That you're You're basically saying that try to send this to the printer, but by the way, I already know it's going to mess up because here's the. It's like saying send the printer out of paper, right? Isn't that the case? These are just examples to show you what would potentially happen. Right. But I mean, I'm more of a. My philosophy with programming is more like do or do not. There is no try. See, I got it in there. No, I mean, all right, that was a good one. You did get it there. But what part is confusing you here? What part is not confusing? I tell you what. Can you just get rid of everything and then just start over from? No, you don't have to start that far back. Can you just get rid of all that and then just everything that you said before, just say it again. No, I'm not going to do that. I mean, okay, I understand that maybe in this particular case, it would make more sense. In layman's terms, it might... Don't talk to me about layman, because that is my word, by the way. You can't say that. If you've never laid down brick on a driveway or anything like that, then you have no right, all right? You don't understand my people's plight that put those bricks down. So don't say layman to me, okay? All right. But yeah, I mean, I could see how you could maybe think that I could just throw in a switch statement or an if statement, just some if statements would probably do the job as well over here. But the more important point here is that a lot of times in the Swift framework, you'll come across this error type. So you do have to, I guess, know what is expected to come, and if you see a do statement like this and try, you'll understand that basically if whatever you put in here, well, let's put something back in here again, so it's not just empty Cleavon printed stuff, then you'll know that potentially it could throw an error, in which case it's just going to kind of stop doing what was happening. Okay, so right here's the bad part, here's the good part, essentially. So if everything goes well, you're going to get back your non-error response, and if it doesn't go well, you're gonna print back out this. And of course, you're not limited to just printing out the error. What you could do is say something like, if. Actually, even better, watch this. So go over here and write catch print. There we go. Printer error dot. Let's say no toner. Then you just print out. There was no toner. So then you can set up multiple catch statements for. You do catch. And then you can put in here a different one of these. You could also put in. Well, I'm just gonna go off straight from the documentation here. Oh, I guess you didn't know it after all. You had to look at the cheat sheet, huh? Well, I don't do this very often. There's the last one, so that's, I guess, kind of like your else version of this. But then you could put in here catch, and let printer error as. Printer error. You act so smart. But I think that you're just kind of a dummy. As we would say, a layman. Printer error, and then I'm glad you find that funny, but it is really not. That was a straight up insult. Printer error, and then dot. Okay, so that. Just to repeat out what the code has. So there, let's actually put in one of our errors over here. So never has toner. Let's put that in. Oh, well, that's going to fire down there. Okay. There was no toner. Then let's just put in here. Let's trim that up a bit. You don't need the details on me tripping. Okay, so printer error, Cleavon tripped it up. All right, so it's just giving you back the exact case over there, right? So pretty much identical to that. That /n is just noting that I guess it would end with an actual line break in the code. So, well, what do you? I mean, I think I already have a feeling of what you think about this, Cleavon. You're not a fan, right? Well, I just don't think that it really applies to me. Now, granted, most of the jobs that I do not involve any sort of programming at all, unless it's just the type of programming in your mind where you have to sort of reprogram yourself to just deal with, scrubbing the deck or putting what we got going on right now. It's sort of the swimming season that's starting up. We're looking at about May, so yeah, a lot of neighborhood pools will ask us to clean up the decks, and that involves bleaching them and scrubbing them. And so I'm not going to be doing a lot of programming this week. I am going to be inhaling a lot of bleach fumes, though. So if you don't hear from me for a while, or if I can't speak, that's just the situation that is going on. We tend to lose about in the deck bleaching industry. It's another one of those Widowmaker industries. So I will probably be splitting my time between doing the actual bleaching and going to funerals for people that I've worked with or have been employed. So yeah, it's kind of a downer to the beginning of the summer season, but. Are you done? Are you done rambling? Yeah, I think I can wrap it up right now. Okay, so back to the thing that you normally do, which is what? Not on here on the microphone with Cleavon. It's doing things like this that can take a while to teach and everything like that, but end in something that's really pretty spectacular. And I'm hoping to maybe I could just use this to cheat at some of the poker games I play with the boys, right? Or the Chutes and Ladders games, right? Yeah, but you don't have to cheat. Well, maybe I'll insert some of my own code that makes it so that if the player is named Cleavon always wins. That's terrible. All right, we'll see you next time. And don't forget to go to the website, CartoonSmart.com. Or subscribe to the podcast. Yeah, you should subscribe to the podcast. I subscribe to it. Do you subscribe to your own podcast? Yeah, I mean, I do. Right. Do you think that's a little egotistical, maybe, that you would... What do? Do you just sit there and listen to me and you talk about stuff after you've recorded it? I have, yeah, sure. I mean, I want to make sure it sounds good. Are you kidding me? You wouldn't just rather listen to some reggae or something like that, or just any old music, or maybe just dead air? You would want to listen to us over... that's crazy, man. I don't understand what you're thinking about over there. I would rather listen to like somebody punch me in the ear than listen to this again. Okay, all right. I get it. Bye.